Alright, this is just meant to kind of like help you out a little bit with if you're a little bit stuck on graphing. Okay, so when we're graphing with slope-intercept form, I called it the starting point, that y-intercept. The y-intercept is right here somewhere, right? It's where it crosses the y-axis. This value here, when it's in slope-intercept form, so slope-intercept form was I guess I can't write on here, y equals mx plus b. So the y-intercept is the starting point b, and then the slope, we'll worry about that later, but we're going to start with a starting point. So 1 is the y-intercept, so when I get in here, now I'm just writing only. So that's right here, right? So that's starting point, and then where does my graph go? The slope is 2, so that means the rise over the run is 2. So let's do that. I'm going to go up 2 and then over 1 to the right. Okay? So is that a rise? It's a positive slope, so up. We always rise before we run, right? So up 2 and over 1. I know there's no 1 here, but if any integer could be a fraction over 1. So that's going to give, there's my slope, yeah. The next one, again, we start with y-intercept, so where's that? Okay, so right here. And then where's my next point? Whoops. So the slope is a rise over run, so up 1. So starting with 4. I'm going to go up 1, rise before we run, and then run over 8. Whoa, that's far. Okay, so that looks like that. So rise is 1 over 8. It's positive, so it's going up from left to right. Go ahead and submit that. Yeah, okay. So you get the hang of it. Again, starting with a y-intercept. See, I don't need to make a table here. This method is so much faster than using a table. So start with the y-intercept. Here's my y-intercept. And then rise before we run. So that's an integer, so 8 over 1. So rise 8, that's all the way up to 10, right? And then not 8, it's not up to 8 because that's a rise of 6. A rise of 8 and then over 1. Okay, let's check again. The rise is 8, run is 1, yeah. Okay. And you can see the SMART score is going up. All right, so 1 is my starting point. My rise is 1, my run is 9. Good. So that's again, check again. 1 and over 9. Good. SMART score is going up. All right, the slope. Here's a negative slope, so this is going to be a little bit trickier. So we start with 10, and this one is negative, so I'm going to rise before I run. So I go down 9, so it's all the way down to 1, and then over 1, right? So that's a negative slope. Down 9 over 1. Okay. This one, starting point is, so the y-intercept is 1. That's where we start. Rise of 7, that gets me up to 8, right? Why do I get that? So rise of 7, that gets me to 8, and then a run of 10. Whoa. All the way over here, okay? So I went up 7 and over to the right 10. It's positive slope. Negative slope starting with 6. Okay, so 6, I'm going to go down, rise before I run, down 4 and over 1 because it's an integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. All right. That's pretty much where you should be able to do the rest. This one is just a bit tricky. Let's do one more. Because the y-intercept is actually, doesn't look like it's there, but it's 0. So that's my starting point, y-intercept. And I'm going to rise before I run. So up 7 and over 9. So up 7 over 9, rise over run. Okay. All right, I'll leave you guys to it. I've already got to a 60 score, so it doesn't take too long if you get the questions right.